What is up, guys? The Great Wall back at again with another video. Today we are here with another Add A Legend video, and today it is going to be the Arizona Diamondbacks. As you can see, a team that has had some very good players, but similar to the Marlins, a lot of their good players didn't stick around for long. So yeah, it's a lot of honestly, I feel like this is probably the weakest legend class that I'm gonna have, because as you guys probably do remember, we cannot use active players, and obviously one of the biggest players for the Diamondbacks was Paul Goldschmidt, but unfortunately still active for the Yankees, so we cannot use him, which sucks. But that's the rule we've been following, unfortunately. So yeah, after him, there's really, like, the hitting wise, there's really nothing too special, and I didn't even find this out until I was doing the research for this video, but they only have like one or two guys with more than 1,000 hits for their team, and like one or two guys with more than 30 WAR, which is insane. Pitching wise, they have some solid guys. So yeah, I mean, this team overall is very solid to begin. Is it the greatest team? No, but I think with a couple of the right players to add, we should definitely be in a spot to win a World Series sooner rather than later. So without further ado, let's sim the tester year and see how they do. We're at the home run derby, and the team is doing surprisingly well, in all honesty. I'm actually genuinely surprised with how well that they're performing so far. They're 16-37. That's pretty good spot to be in. Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, obviously probably the two biggest reasons why. Brandon doing a great job. Eventually we'll turn him back into a starter, but for now he's just going to be a reliever. As we saw, Ketel Marte. Do we have anyone other than them? No Perdomo. I thought Perdomo might have a shot, but Corbin Carroll having a phenomenal year as well. So who knows? Maybe we sneak into the playoffs, or maybe more than sneak in, and then we can actually win a World Series easy to start. That would be nice. I highly doubt it, though. Let's finish off the year and see if they can keep up this pace. All right, so they slow down and they barely sneak in at 87 and 75. They went from, what was it, 61% to 53. So they fell off a little bit, but they are going to make the postseason, which we'd like to see. Ryan Nelson and Brandon Pfaadt, I think that's how you say that. I'm going to butcher that a lot in this video, so now I'm just going to call him Brandon. Brandon, delivery man of the year, which I think is just insane because he's a starting pitcher. Like, he's genuinely a starting pitcher. He is not a closer, but a phenomenal year from him. See how the rest of the team did. Let's see. Let us see. Ketel Marte with a 7.3, Corbin Carroll with a 5.4, Perdomo with a 4, Moreno with a 3.9, Waldschmidt with a 1.7, Castillo with a 1.4, Arenado with a 1.2, and Gurriel with a 1. So pretty solid first year. Pitching did well, as we saw. 52 saves out of Brandon. I think that's just crazy. 2.7 out of Ryan Nelson and Eduardo Rodriguez. Zach Allen with a 1.5, Brandon with a 1, as well as Merrill Kelly. Yeah, I mean, the team, they did okay. See if they can do anything in the playoffs. They're going to move on to the Dodgers. They're going to get smoked. Wow, honestly, losing to the Dodgers in 5 and 2 of your losses are by 1 run, that's a good sign. But I do think that this is a little bit better than their actual base. So let's go add the first legend and see if I'm right. All right, the first legend we're going to add is going to be Luis Gonzalez. He was very solid in Arizona for a solid stretch of time. This is probably, I would consider, their best hitter of all time. As crazy as that might sound. Yeah, so solid guy. Hopefully he can help us out here and do a job. He's going to have to kind of try to carry the team a little bit for a while. So yeah, let's see what we can do now that Luis Gonzalez is here. All right, we're at the home run derby. The team is doing very well. Once again, Luis Gonzalez being a huge reason as to why. Yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job. Already has 3.7 WAR up to this point. Probably an all-star if I had to guess. Yes, he is. Him and Corbin Carroll holding it down in the corner. Merrill Kelly is an all-star. Wow, good for him. Do we have anyone else? Paul Sewald is our closer this time. Anyone else? I thought maybe Perdomo. Luis Gonzalez. No Ketel Marte, I think, is a little bit crazy. And then obviously Corbin Carroll out and right. So the team's doing well. I forgot to show you. 59 and 38. Not a bad spot to be in. So let's see if they can even track down the Dodgers. That would be kind of cool. Maybe win the division, but see how they finish off. They finish off much better, 96 and 66. Not good enough for a bye, but they are the 4th seed. Dodgers took the division. I mean, surprise, surprise. Luis Gonzalez had a great year. Did he win any awards? No, but we had 3 Gold Glove winners. And, I mean, okay, he did win the Hank Aaron. He was 2nd for MVP right behind Shohei. Just barely losing to him. Wow, George Springer on the Padres doing a job. Good for him. See how the rest of the team did, though. I'm expecting big numbers out of some of these guys. 6'8" from Carroll, 6'7" from Gonzalez, 6'3" from Marte, and 6 from Moreno. Nice little 4-headed monster here. Waldschmidt with a 3.7, good for him. Arenado with a 3.6, Perdomo with a 2.3, not bad. 1.9 from Pavin Smith, Tommy Shore with a 1.8, Gurriel and Jose Fernandez with a 1.3 each. So the offense was just absolutely clicking, absolutely on fire. Paul Sewald only 39 saves. It's okay. 2 from Merrill Kelly, 1.6 from Eduardo Rodriguez, 1.5 from Ryan Nelson. So it looks like the pitching staff definitely needs some help. But let's see if they can do a job in the postseason. Pittsburgh, wow, they're going to lose 2 straight games by 1. That sucks. All right, let's go add our next legend. You guys can probably figure out who it is. All right, the next legend that we were adding, you knew it had to be Randy Johnson. Some people would remember him more for the Mariners. Some remember him more for Arizona. But yeah, we're going to bring him in. He's going to be in probably both of those teams. Let's be completely honest. He's just such a beast. One of, if not the greatest pitcher of all time. Yeah, I think he won 2 Cy Youngs when he was here. I could be incorrect, but I think it was 2000. Actually, no. Did he win 3 in a row here? Yes, he did win. Did he win? He won 4 in a row here. Okay, I'm like losing it. Never mind. He's got to be more remembered for the Diamondbacks. And he was World Series MVP. So yeah, definitely, arguably a better Diamondbacks career. Him and Luis Gonzalez should hopefully, relink up and do a job for us. So let's go see if we can get further in the postseason this year. All right, team's doing okay. I feel like we aren't progressing as well as we need to, though. Luis Gonzalez is here, but I feel like this is probably more where our level lies. 57-40, we are first somehow. I don't know how. Ketel Marte doing a job. Randy Johnson, we saw Brandon here as well. Paul Sewald. Okay, so it looks like the pitching is finally kind of figuring it out for us. Ketel Marte, Curtis Mead. What are we doing here? Gonzalez is here, doing very well, as always. No Corbin Carroll, but that's all right. Hopefully he can figure it out by the time the playoffs come around. So, yeah, see if we can finish off strong and finally win the division for the first time. All right, 98-64, win the division. We get a bye. That's what we like to see. Sewald, Randy Johnson. Sewald. Okay, 55 saves out of him. Delivery man of the year. No Cy Young. Not even close for Randy. So we'll have to look into that. Let's see the WAR numbers. 6.2 from Ketel. Gonzalez with a 4.9. Corbin Carroll with a 3.8. Perdomo with a 2.8. Waldschmidt with a 1.7. Smith with a 1.6, as well as Del Castillo. Jose Fernandez with a 1.2. So the hitters did not do well. Randy Johnson, 12-9. Oh, okay. He had a 2.88 ERA. He did pretty well for the most part. 4.5 WAR. I mean, 12-9. We got to be better. 3.4 from Merrill Kelly. 1.7 from Zach Gallen. Ryan Nelson with a 1.4. Sewald with a 1.1. Brandon with a 1. Yeah, let's see what they can do in the playoffs. We've got to either take on Philly or San Diego. The Dodgers didn't even make the postseason. This is our time. And we get swept. Immediately get swept by the Padres. All right, let's go add our next player. The next player we did add, another member of that 2001 World Series team, is Steve Finley. I did boost his stats a little bit just to kind of reflect his best year in Arizona. He honestly, I feel like arguably might have been better in Houston, as crazy as that sounds, but he had a 16.1 WAR in 4 years with Houston and an 18 with 6 years in Arizona. So you could argue one way or the other, but he's here regardless. Hopefully he can help us out. Fills in that hole in center field. No offense, Ryan Waldschmidt. He did well a few years, but you're going to have to move over to the bench now. So let's see if this is finally a year we can make a deep postseason run. All right, we're at the home derby. The team is taking a humongous step back. Luis Gonzalez is here, though. Yeah, we're not as good as we were the last. I think it's the worst start we've had, 54-43. Steve Finley's out there, Ketel Marte as well. No Randy Johnson. That is not a good sign. No closer for us either. Do we have anyone else? Ketel we saw. TJ Abrams might go. Luis Gonzalez is here. Okay, that's fine. Steve Finley, no Corbin Carroll. Okay, we need to turn it around in the second half, or we're gonna be a disappointment. And I don't want to be a disappointment. So let's figure it out. Let's do a job. All right, we finished 89 and 73, which is definitely a humongous step backwards. But Randy Johnson had a good year. Luis Gonzalez also had a very solid. Juan Soto hit 350 with 56 home runs. Soto, what are you doing, dude? Jesus. Oh wow, Corbin Carroll. We need to figure that out. All right, 8-4 from Ketel Marte, 7-4 from Gonzalez. Steve Finley with a 5.8 in his first year. Unfortunately, he's 34 years old, and I hate that you cannot change their ages when you use the MLB The Show versions, which I think sucks. So I think next year we're just going to boost his stats a ton. Yeah. Moreno with a 4.8, Perdomo with a 3.9, Pavin Smith with a 2.8, Arenado with a 2.2, Corbin Carroll with a 2. That needs to change. That is not good. 40 saves out of Taylor Clark, out of all people. No offense to him. 5.3 from Johnson. Merrill Kelly with a 1.7, Soroka with a 1.5, as well as Nelson. Looks like our pitching let us down this year. We need the pitching and hitting to kind of link up, because this is not ideal so far. But let's see how we can do in the postseason. We're going to beat down on Pittsburgh. The Dodgers, come on. We're going to lose in 5 again to the Dodgers. We have not made it past the NLDS, so we need, hopefully the next guy we can add is going to change that, or else we're in trouble here. All right, the next player we're adding is Brandon Webb, who is not in the game anymore. I think that is so insane that we keep losing legends in this game. But Brandon Webb was a Cy Young winner and a 2-time Cy Young runner-up, which I think is crazy. Unfortunately, he had a very short career. I think it was due to injuries, which obviously sucks. But you know what? Hopefully we can give him a second chance here, and he can do a job. At least that's what we're hoping. But yeah, I didn't make the player model, but I did change the stats to kind of reflect his better years. So hopefully he can do a job for us and help us finally do something other than suck. All right, home run derby, another year of mediocrity, which I'm not liking. Luis Gonzalez is a home run derby participant, but 53 and 44 is not what we need to be seeing. Like, we need to be doing better. Corbin Carroll, Steve Finley doing a job. Logan Webb doing a job, but not Brandon Webb or Randy Johnson, which I think is just unreal. Do we have anyone else? No Ketel Marte. Geraldo Perdomo's here. That's good. Luis Gonzalez, obviously, Steve Finley, and Corbin Carroll. So hopefully we can figure it out for the second half. We need to make it past the NLDS, or we are in serious trouble. All right, 96 and 66, not bad. Obviously wish we were a little bit better. We do get stuck with the 4 seed, which is crazy. Randy Johnson, Brandon Webb, that's what I like to see. Steve Finley, Corbin Carroll, great job from the 2 of them. Moreno, Corbin Carroll. Luis Gonzalez 3rd for the MVP. Not bad. Let's see. Let us see. So 9.7 from Steve Finley. I mean, his stats did drop off. Like, all I did was really give him like a +4 most of his stats, and he still really, yeah, I don't know. 9.7 from him. Corbin Carroll with a 6.1. Ketel Marte with a 5.6. Perdomo with a 5.4. Gonzalez with a 4.6. Moreno with a 3.5. Smith with a 1.7. Vargas with a 1.6. And Nolan Arenado with a 1.4. Still holding on here. Good for him. Brandon Webb and Randy Johnson only 15 wins apiece, and they both absolutely sucked. I genuinely don't know what's going wrong here in our closing. I don't even know what's happening here. So that's something we need to look out for. Let's see. Randy Johnson with a 4 WAR. I might have to just give him 99 everything, because I want you guys to see something. When he was in Arizona the first time, like, look at this. 2.32, 2.49, 2.64, 2.48. You know what I mean? And so far, I don't think he's had an ERA under 3, which is crazy. But yeah, Brandon Webb with a 2.1, Zach Allen with a 1.9, Corbin Burns with a 1.2, and AJ Puck with a 1. Can we finally make it past the Dodgers? Well, first, can we make it past the Braves? No, we cannot. Oh my God, we are in trouble. All right, we're halfway through. Let's add our next legend. We need some serious improvement here. The next player we're adding is David Peralta. I did make him myself, so if the stats look a little wonky, that's why. One thing I would like to explain is he had 10 triples at the age in his second season. He had 9 the year before, so that's why he has a lot of speed, but he didn't steal. Yeah, he's 4th all-time for hits for this team, and he is 7th all-time for WAR. So yeah, that's why he's here. Like I said, no offense to him, but the legends get weaker and weaker. Obviously he was, you know, a very good player, don't get me wrong. Loved him in MLB The Show. I think it was 23. His captain card was absolutely butter. Like, the swing was phenomenal. So yeah, hopefully he can come in here and do a job for us. We need to do well for once. All right, we are still incredibly mid. It is the home run derby. No one here for our team, but like, we just cannot get back to the 60 win by the All-Star break mark, which I think is nuts. At least we're consistent though in the 50s range. There we go. Randy Johnson and Brandon Webb both here, so it looks like we're turning a corner. Paul Sewald is here as well. Luis Gonzalez, if you didn't know, I moved him to first base. It looks like his power numbers have gone down, which sucks. But no Ketel Marte, no Perdomo, no David Peralta. That hurts. No, wow. No one in the outfield is not a good sign. Like, we just need the team to all click at the same time. Just one singular time and we'll be fine. Yeah, let's go finish off the year. All right, we finished 94 and 68, which is okay, but we're still in the wild card. Randy Johnson, Brandon Webb, great jobs from both of them. Luis Gonzalez, great job all around. Won a batting title, so good for him. Johnson with the Cy Young, Peralta Rookie of the Year, Gonzalez with the batting title, like we said. How did the guys do? I mean, David Peralta, 265, 30 home runs is pretty, I would say, accurate. 7-2 from Luis Gonzalez, 6-5 from Ketel Marte, 5-3 from Corbin Carroll, 4-4 from Moreno, Perdomo with a 4-3, Steve Finley with a 3-7, David Peralta with a 2-6, Arenado with a 1-6. So all around the hitters did pretty well. Pitching kind of did okay. Paul Sewald, 39 saves. We are going to be adding a closer next, just to get that sorted out. Brandon Webb with a 5-8, Randy Johnson with a 5-4. This is more what I need to see. Zach Gallen with the 2-9 as well. Eduardo Rodriguez with a 1. So let's see if we can finally do something in the playoffs. All right, let's go at our next legend. All right, so the next legend we're adding is Jose Valverde. He is the all-time leader in saves for the Diamondbacks with 98, which I think is, I'm not gonna lie, a little sad. But the one thing that I was thinking about, I was like, why have I not seen Corbin Burnes anywhere yet? And I realized that I forgot to change the 40-man to make sure that the players like Corbin Burnes and AJ Puck and Justin Martinez and Andrew Salfrank were all on the 40-man, because for some reason the game they aren't. But it is what it is. It's fine. Hopefully now we'll actually start to do well. Yeah. All right, I honestly don't know what the problem is. Luis Gonzalez is here. I just genuinely don't know what is consistently going wrong. We're 55 and 42. Like, I know we are in the toughest division, but like, come on, guys. Luis Gonzalez, Steve Finley, Brandon Webb's here as well. Jose Valverde's here. Okay, that's solid. Luis Gonzalez, we saw. No Ketel Marte. No Perdomo. David Peralta's here, though, so that's solid. Steve Finley's here. No Corbin Carroll. It's like, we are too good to be fighting through the wild card. And I know, like I said, I know we've got the Dodgers in the same division as us, but this team is way too good. We're ranked #1 on paper. Why do we never, like, actually put it together? That's the question that we need to answer. All right, we finished 97 and 65. We have to fight it out in the wild card yet again. Randy Johnson, phenomenal year. Brandon Webb as well. Look at the team. I mean, come on. This has to be the year we do something. Cy Young goes to Randy Johnson. 2 Gold Glove winners. Hank Aaron goes to Luis Gonzalez. Rookie of the Year, David Peralta. Luis Gonzalez batting title. Like, this has to be the year that we actually get something done, because we're running out of time here. And this team is way too good to not be getting, you know, past the NLDS at this point. Like, we need to be getting at least to the NLCS this year. Steve Finley with an 8-7, Luis Gonzalez with an 8, 7-2 from David Peralta, 6-3 from Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll with a 5-9, Perdomo with a 5-1, Moreno with a 3-5, Arenado with a 3-2. I mean, this team is elite. How did the pitching do? 21 wins out of Randy Johnson. All around pretty good. 42 saves from Jose Valverde, giving us some stability in the closer role, which we'd like to see. Only 4 blown saves from him, which is good. 4-6 from Brandon Webb, 4-3 from Randy Johnson, 1-8 from Zach Gallen, 1-4 from Valverde, and a 1-2 from Corbin Burnes. Finally seeing him for the first time. This has to be the year we do well. We're taking on the Padres for the right to take on the Dodgers, and we're going to sweep them. The Dodgers are going to knock us out again. I mean, we are just like, we're really struggling here. Like, we are a consistent 90-win team. We just cannot take the next step. So let's hope that the next player we add can help us get there. All right, like I said, the legend pool is kind of getting smaller. We are going to add Mark Reynolds, and no knock to him. He was a beast. One of the true pioneers of the swing hard and hope you hit it far mentality. Yeah, he led the league in strikeouts 4 years in a row, but he also hit a lot of home runs. So yeah, like I said, it's getting a little thin here. But when he was with the Diamondbacks, he was pretty decent for the most part. So yeah, I also think he's in the Hall of pretty good if I remember correctly. So yeah, hopefully he can come out here, do a job for us. Yeah. All right, I feel like I don't even need to say it at this point. Hold on, camera. We're blurry. We don't like that. I don't even have to say it. The team is not performing the way they need to. Luis Gonzalez is here, but we're in purgatory right now where we just cannot do better than we need to. Steve Finley, Luis Gonzalez, both here. Randy Johnson as well. We'd like to see that. Jose Valverde is here as well. Arizona Diamondbacks legend, Paul Skeens. If you haven't seen it yet, go check out the 10-year sim. Little hint. Yeah, Luis Gonzalez, while he's hitting 367, not bad at all. Anyone else from the team? David Peralta, doing pretty well. Steve Finley, no Corbin Carroll. I would have cried if I saw Mark Reynolds at third base, but he is not. So yeah, let's see how we can finish out the year. All right, we finally crack 100 wins and we get a bye. So it looks like great second half from the team. Randy Johnson, Brandon Webb, great job from them. Steve Finley, Luis Gonzalez won a batting title again. He's been so good for us in this one. Randy Johnson, Cy Young. We had 3 Gold Glove winners. Okay, maybe we did a little bit too much for Mark Reynolds' defense. But then again, like I said, I didn't make it, and I only changed some of his stats. In all honesty, I just changed his contact. I lowered it, and then I made his power insane because that's, realistically what he was. Can I even see his fielding? Yeah. I mean, he was an okay-ish fielder, I guess you could say. I guess you could say he was an okay fielder. Not really. I don't know. David Peralta, Rookie of the Year. Luis Gonzalez, batting title. And he was second for MVP behind Juan Soto, who decided to go insane yet again. See how the guys did. 10-1 from Luis Gonzalez. Steve Finley with a 7. 6-5 from Marte. Peralta with a 5-9. Mark Reynolds with a 5-8. So maybe, 39 home runs, 243 batting average is pretty spot on. 5-1 from Corbin Carroll, 3-8 from Perdomo, Moreno with a 3-7. So all around very solid. Who was our DH? It looks like it was split between Gurriel and Arenado, and they both kind of sucked. Brandon Webb, Randy Johnson, there we go. Valverde with 44 saves, good year from him. 6-2 from Randy Johnson, 5-1 from Brandon Webb, 1-8 from Valverde, Burns with a 1-6, Soroka with a 1-2, Gallen with a 1-2. It's okay. It is okay. Let us see. Can we finally do a job in the postseason? Taking on Pittsburgh. There we go. Come on. Milwaukee. There we go. Who are we taking on in the World Series? The Yankees. Come on. And we are going to win our first World Series. So we couldn't get past the NLDS for about 5 years. Then we add the GOAT, Mark Reynolds, to the team. And then we win the World Series. So shout out to Lourdes Gurriel Jr. for the World Series MVP and NLCS MVP, Luis Gonzalez. Yeah, let's go at our next legend. Hopefully we can maybe win a couple more. All right, the next player we're adding, you knew he was going to be here at some point. It's Curt Schilling. I also didn't realize, so I kind of changed it right now. He led the league in walks per 9, which I'm pretty sure is the control stat in this because they got rid of walks per 9 in general. So yeah, that's why I boosted up to 99 now. Hopefully I'll remember in the offseason, or when I add the next player. But Curt Schilling, 2-time Cy Young runner-up to the one and only Randy Johnson, his teammate, which is insane that they had 2 amazing players at the same time. I'm also going to go fix his fielding and durability because I just also noticed that. Yeah, I didn't make the player, so hopefully he can do a job and help us win our second one. All right, we are finally hitting that next level. It took long enough. Mark Reynolds and Luis Gonzalez. But we are finally doing well. 67 and 30. Curt Schilling, Luis Gonzalez, Corbin Carroll. None of our other starters are here. Valverde, Luis Gonzalez we saw. Nope, we haven't seen Ketel Marte in a long time. Mark Reynolds, wow, he's not here even though he's in the home run derby. That hurts a little bit. David Peralta's here. Corbin Carroll's here. So, yeah, team's doing pretty well. Hopefully we can finish out strong and go back-to-back. All right, we're finally elite, 111 wins. So it took us getting 3 elite starters to get there. Curt Schilling, Jose Valverde. Curt Schilling might have won the Cy Young. I'm assuming he did. Valverde, delivery man. Curt Schilling, Cy Young. Peralta, rookie of the year. So Schilling gets what he could not get in real life. He was a 3-time runner-up, which I think is crazy. Yeah, he finally gets his, though. Good for him. Let's see. Let us see. Yeah, David Peralta stealing way too many bases, but I can't change that. Luis Gonzalez with a 7-3, Peralta with a 6-5, Marte with a 6-4, Mark Reynolds with a 5-5, Corbin Carroll with a 5-4, Steve Finley with a 4-7, Moreno with a 4-5, Perdomo with a 2-5. So not a bad year. Looks like we need to kind of fix the DH spot a little bit. Curt Schilling and Brandon Webb with 18 wins. I mean, all around team did well. 53 saves out of Valverde. 6-7 out of Curt Schilling, 6-5 from Randy Johnson, 4-5 from Brandon Webb, 1-4 from Valverde and Corbin Burns, and then Mike Soroka with a 1-2 as well as Andrew Salfrank with a 1. So the team is elite. We need to win another World Series. We're taking on the Dodgers again. We're going to sweep them. This should be easy now. Come on. Yup. Come on. Can we go undefeated? No, we lose one game in the postseason to the Royals and Chris Bubik, the GOAT. Steve Finley, World Series MVP. Lourdes Gurriel, playoff MVP. Sorry, English. Yeah, I mean, we got another one. We've got, I think, 3 legends left to add. No, we only have 2 left. All right, so let's go add our last 2 guys, our second to last guy, and then see if we can somehow manage to win another one. Final hitter we're going to be adding is Miguel Montero. He was a very solid catcher for the Diamondbacks for about 9 years. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't make the card. I did change the stats a little bit, though. Yeah, I mean, we have, honestly, probably a phenomenal, like, probably one of the better lineups we're going to have, thanks to already having guys like Ketel Marte and Perdomo and Corbin Carroll. So, yeah, hopefully we can do a job here and win our 3rd straight to, you know, kind of maybe close out the video with 4. That would be really nice. So, yeah, let's see what Miguel Montero can do for us. All right, back-to-back years where we are elite. Mark Reynolds with 31 home runs. Yeah, he was a big home run hitter, though, so I feel like that is not crazy. We're 70-27. That's a great start. Peralta, Steve Finley, Marte, Luis Gonzalez, Curt Schilling. Do we have anyone? Well, Curt Schilling's not even here. They took him off because of how many guys we have. Valverde's here as well. Anyone that we didn't see? Mark Reynolds with his first All-Star appearance. Good for him. Yeah, I mean, the guys we saw plus a couple others, which isn't bad. Hopefully we can just finish this off as strong as we started and just sweep out the playoffs again. That would be so nice. All right, 107 and 55. That'll definitely play. We are the 1 seed again. Love to see it. Curt Schilling, Randy Johnson. Mark Reynolds had 50 home runs. I mean, good for him. Curt Schilling wins another Cy Young. No shot Mark Reynolds won an MVP. That is insane. That is genuinely insane. Wow, okay. We might have created a monster here on accident. We might have. 7-7 from Steve Finley. Miguel Montero with a 7-5. Great year from him. Luis Gonzalez with a 6-7. Peralta with a 6-4. 5-3 out of Ketel Marte. Reynolds with a 4-4. Perdomo with a 4-1. Corbin Carroll with a 3-9. And Arenado with a 1. 4-4 might honestly be one of the lowest all time for a MVP winner. I feel like it has to be close. Valverde with a 42 save season. Not bad. Let's see, 6-6 from Curt Schilling, 6-4 from Randy Johnson, 3-5 from Brandon Webb. Gallen with a 1-4, and I mean, really nothing else too special, but come on. Let's do it again. Who are we facing? The Dodgers. Okay, we get by them. It was a little bit closer than I would like it to be. Seattle, Randy Johnson's other team. Wow, we beat them in 7. So we win our 3rd. Luis Gonzalez, World Series MVP, Corbin Carroll, NLCS MVP. So, yeah, can we win our 4th one after we add our final player? Who knows? All right, the final player we are adding is JJ Putz. I'm pretty sure he's second all time in saves for them with like 85 or something. He is, okay, he has 83 total saves for them. Better with Seattle, but we're not going to bring that up. Yeah, I mean, technically, we really don't even need him, but add a nice little cherry on top, as you will. So hopefully we can go out here and win our 4th straight. That would be so sick. Shout out Randy Johnson for winning 4 straight Cy Youngs. Yeah. Hit an insane level here. Mark Reynolds, for some reason, has decided to turn up. But we are 76 and 21. So we went from a team that was struggling profusely to a team that is absolutely elite. Yeah, pretty much that entire team is us except for 3 positions. Do we have any actual extra players? Jose Valverde is here as well. Miguel Montero we saw. Anyone that we have not, that we didn't see. Okay, no David Peralta, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, the team's lethal. Let's finish this off. Let's get our 4th straight. All right, we just casually broke the wins record. We could have won 120 if we didn't blow 3 straight games at the end of the year. Yeah, you guys can see the guys. How many home runs did Mark Reynolds have? Dude, he won another MVP. He was not supposed to hit 315. Okay, he was not supposed to do that. That is not what I anticipated. Kurt Schilling won the Cy Young. We had the top 3. We had the top 3 for the batting title. Second for reliever of the year. Rookie of the year. No David Peralta here is crazy. Yeah, the team. Okay, some of these players I might have juiced a little bit too much. That might be my bad, but it is what it is. Miguel Montero with a 9-1 was not supposed to be this good. I don't know why. I guess because of how well everyone was doing. All these players decided to develop like crazy. Mark Reynolds with an 8-5. Gonzalez with an 8, 7-6 from Steve Finley, 6-1 from Marte, 5-3 from Carroll, Perdomo with a 4-7, 3-9 from David Peralta. Yeah, I mean, we saw the 55 saves from Valverde, had a great year. 6-3 from Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling with a 5-5, Brandon Webb with a 4-9, Gallen with a 1-8, Puck with a 1-4, Burns with a 1. So yeah, let me know if I'm doing too much for these players, if I should lower their overalls and let them be what they are. I just want these to be a little more exciting, you know what I mean? Obviously, for the most part, the players have done what they were, doing in real life, but there have been some cases where they developed. Like this year, Miguel Montero, Mark Reynolds should not be a two-time MVP winner in this. I will say that. So, but yeah, before then, they were doing what they were supposed to. Let's see. Padres, we get past them pretty easily. Cubs. The Cubs are going to give us problems, and we're not going to get our 4th straight. That sucks. I wish we could have ended off the year better, or ended off the video better, but we lose 2 one-run games. That would have really changed the tide for us. But that being said, I would consider this a success. 3 World Series wins, we'll take it. So yeah, thank you guys as always for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and peace.